Good morning, EC North. Today what I want to start with is thinking a little bit about the word solid. What does it mean when something's solid? When something's solid, it doesn't change its shape. So this morning, before I made this video, I walked around my house and I collected a few things that I thought might be solid. What's that? You guys know. It's a spoon. So got a piece of paper here, and I'm gonna draw out about 5 things that I've collected that are solid. Its shape stays the same. So the first thing I have is a spoon. The next thing I found, I actually asked Bryce, is there anything in your room that's solid? And he said, I have a baseball. That's solid, right? Sure is. It keeps its shape. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that here. 2 things that I've found so far that are solid. And he said, well, you can't forget my bat. That's also solid. True. So I went ahead and I'll draw that here. He has a mini bat. So I'm going to draw that here. Okay. And then Hudson said, what about this car? Is that solid? One of his toys. He didn't want to be left out. So I said, sure, we can add that to the group. So that's solid. So I'm going to draw that. Found a bunch of things that are solid. And the last thing, I was in the kitchen and I thought, it's a pot. This is solid. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that. So the first thing I'm going to do today, or ask you to do, is walk around your house and find 5 things that are solid. I'll be back in just a little bit with the next part. All right, friends, so here I am. I made my list of all my solid items that I've found, 5 solid items that I've found in my house. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to think about the next part, and that is a liquid. What is a liquid? A liquid is something that flows freely. So if I poured a liquid into a clear container, it would take that shape. Okay? So I'm going to try a couple of things here and see if it's a liquid. And if it gets my approval, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pour that here. All right? So friends know I like to have some sparkling water at lunch very much. So I'm going to go ahead and pour a little bit of my sparkling water in here. Okay. All right. It's, as you can see, it's flowing around. It's moving. It's a little hard to see because it's clear. But if I pour it into my cup, it changes its shape. If I pour it into here, it changes its shape. And I can pour it into this little container right here. There I go. All right. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try this. Anyone know what this is? Salad dressing. I can kind of see it moving around. So the bottle is solid, but what's inside it, I think is a liquid. I'm going to test it out. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm actually going to pour it in this little container because I actually like to use this for salad dressing. I'm going to pour a little bit in here. Okay. There it is. You can see that one a little more easily. Watch what happens when I pour it into the cup. Yeah. It kind of changed its shape a little bit. It became wider. Pouring it in here. Doesn't even fill the bottom of this. And the last one. And pour it in there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and rinse these out, and then I'm going to show you a couple more liquids. Okay? Be right. All right, friends. So I went ahead and I am ready to record. I know that my sparkling water is a liquid, and I know my salad dressing not the bottle, but the liquid inside the salad dressing. So I found 2 items that are liquids. Another item over here. I think friends probably know what this is. Milk. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to test this out now. I'm going to start pouring into this big cup. Okay. There it is. Test it. I'm going to test it out by pouring it carefully into this little cup. I'm actually going to put it over this other container in case it spills. Wow, look at that. It filled it all the way up. Kind of changed to fill up this whole thing. Let's see if it fills up the bottom of this container. Just about. Okay. And my last container over here. I would say that's a liquid. Yep. All right, I'm going to record my milk, and I have one more item. So here's my milk jug. I have one more item here. This is, does anyone know what this is? Dish soap. Yep, dish soap. So, I'm going to try this out now. This isn't something I would drink, of course, but it's something I use to clean all these little materials. So this will be a good last item for me to put in these. So here I go. I'm going to try out this dish soap. Is this dish soap a liquid? It is moving. It's flowing. Yep. Pour it in here. Yep, it's flowing. I can pour it in here. It's a little thicker. It's a little sticky. So as you can see, it's a little harder for it to move, but it is moving. It's a thicker liquid, okay? It's kind of mixing up with the milk a little bit, but they're both moving around together. So I've confirmed, yep, dish soap is also a liquid. Okay. So what does all this have to do with water? Well, water is very special because water has different forms. It could be a solid and a liquid. And it could be one other thing too that we're going to talk about in just a moment. So first thing I want you to do is go around your house, find items that are solid, find items that are liquids, test them out, record them. And then we're going to come back together for part 2. We're going to look at how water can be a solid, a liquid, and a third thing we're going to talk about in just a few minutes. Hey friends, I'm back, and this time I'm thinking about water as a solid and a liquid. And one thing that I'm noticing is I have a cup here full. You hear that? What do you think's in there? Yup, ice. I have a cup full of ice. And I'm going to pull this out right here so you can see that's the shape of the ice. And I'm going to move the ice from this cup to this container. Did it change its shape? No, it's intact. Let's move it into here. Let's see what happens. Stayed the same. All right, let's try it. Let's see if it'll actually go into this little container. Yeah, there it is. And I'm gonna pour it here. Ooh, it got jammed. There we go. All right, so the ice is a solid. It's a solid form of water. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw the different color marker, my ice cube. I tested it out. It is solid. Liquid. Liquid, as we remember. So in the solid, Jamaica told us that the molecules are moving very slowly. So now I'm thinking in a liquid, the molecules are moving, they're flowing, they're moving, kind of a flowing pace. So I'm watching, I'm gonna pour my water. The liquid, it's flowing, okay. All right, let me try. I don't want this to overflow, so I'm gonna do what I did with the milk over here. Yep, flowing. Flowing. flowing, and into this last container. So, water that we drink is a liquid. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my water over here, a container full of water. All right. Now that last piece I've really been thinking a lot about, because it's hard for kids to really be able to see that when the molecules are moving super fast. So during the time that I was collecting all this stuff, I began to think about what I could do to show friends that the molecules are moving so fast. They're moving so fast that we can barely see them. And that has a special name called vapor, water vapor. So I have something here. It's a special thing that I use sometimes. It's called a humidifier. And I'm going to turn it on. If you look very closely, you're going to see that the water, the liquid, is turning into water vapor. Okay, here it goes. Up here, my hand is. And this is pretty safe for me to be near. It's not going to hurt me. It feels a little moisture in the air, but it's moving and spreading out so quickly in the room, I couldn't really catch it. The molecules are moving quickly. So that's one place where I've seen water vapor in my house. The molecules moving quickly. Another place, and this isn't safe for kids to do by themselves, but they might notice what I have over here. This is a boiling pot of water. Now, I'm not going to get too close either because it wouldn't be safe for me and it wouldn't be safe for you to be too close to a boiling pot of water. But I can see some water vapor rising up here. The molecules are moving so fast, there's big bubbles in the water. So the hotter water gets, the faster it starts to move. You might notice if you take a shower or a bath and the mirror starts to fog up, it's kind of the same thing. It's water vapor on your mirrors. Okay, so hope you can do some exploring to see the 3 different states of water. So ice, slow molecules, water, medium molecules, and vapor, super, super fast molecules. Okay, we're gonna come back and do a cooking project in just a moment. See ya. All right, friends. We are on part 3 of our lesson today. So the first part was finding things that were solid and finding things that were liquid around your house. The next part was looking at the different phases of water, the ice, the water vapor, and then just regular water. So right now I started to think about this water vapor idea, and I wanted to make something to see if I could figure out, can something turn from water vapor into a solid? And so this is kind of a fun cooking project. You might have this at home. I happen to have this in my cabinet while I was looking all around. I thought this might actually show us water vapor, water, and then a solid. Okay, so I have my water vapor here, and here I have a pack of Jell-O. So I need to be very careful, and you need to do this with a family member if they say it's okay. Or maybe you can come up with your own cooking project. But here's my water vapor. I'm going to be very, very careful here, and I'm going to pour it into this bowl. Okay. Now it's just hot water in here with some water vapor coming up. The next step to making Jell-O is get your packet of Jell-O. Okay. And pour it in. Okay. It's kind of fun because I can watch it spread out. Shake, shake, shake. Okay. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to stir. Stirring. Right now, I'm slowing the molecules down. They were going very fast in the pot. They're slowing down. They're cooling cooling off right now so I can see less water vapor leaving the pot, leaving the bowl. And I'm actually gonna pour some cold water so I can even slow down the molecules even more, okay? So I'm gonna stir that up really well. And now I'm pouring some cooler water in, and you're gonna see and you're gonna notice the water vapor is really lessening. And now I have some flowing water, flowing Jell-O. I would not want to eat this quite yet. But what I want to do is I want to slow down the molecules even more. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this into this pie dish, and then I'll have room to put it in my refrigerator. It's flowing, as you can see, flowing water, but I still want to slow down these molecules even more. So I'm going to come over to my refrigerator, and I'm going to put it in there. After that, I'm going to come back and check on it in about an hour, and we'll take a look and see if the molecules in my Jell-O have been slowed down. All right, friends, here I am. I am here to check on my Jell-O. I want to see if it went from that water vapor to water, right? Slowing the molecules down. And I'm going to come on over to my refrigerator. All right, now, definitely turning a little more solid. Here it is. I'm ready to slice it up and take a bite in just a few minutes. All right, friends, I hope you enjoy your own cooking projects, and I hope you can send me some pictures of what you decide to make. Are there any foods that you can think of that can turn from liquid to solid or solid to liquid? If you discover any, please send us a video or some pictures.